All right, here we go. CP from KnicksFanTV here with an impromptu live stream. No phone calls today. Just wanted to chop it up on this D Rose topic real quick. This is KnicksFanTV, the home of the diehard Knicks fan, where we talk about Knicks news, Knicks rumors, and post-game live analysis featuring live callers. If you're a diehard Knicks fan, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell because this is the home for you. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Salute to everybody watching. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing all right. So I just wanted to come on and talk about this D Rose topic. D Rose in a tell-all book trashes the Knicks and his time with the Knicks. So let's get through it, man. Let's get through it. Salute to I'll wait for some more people to come in. Salute to Nick Drizzy, John Talento. What's going on, fellas? How's everybody feeling out there on this Sunday? Hope all is well. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. You know, a lot of this stuff is not much that is new, but it just takes you back to that dark time. You know, I mean, here's what he said. He said a lot about Phil, Carmelo, and Steve Mills. He said on Phil Jackson, he said, with basketball, the way Phil talked, I really thought we were going to do something. Remember the super team quote that he came out with? He said, we're a super team. It's us and Golden State. So much for that, because right after that, he said, but when it came to basketball, I knew right away that we were shit. So much for the super team comment. I don't know when he figured out that it wasn't going to work. You know, when you force feeding the triangle on a bunch of players that don't want to play it and a bunch of guys that are here today, gone tomorrow, obviously that was destined to fail. I'll see what else he said. Phil, he says, Phil was telling me to be patient. He said a lot was going on with the trial. He was honest. Everything he talked about, he was honest. He said the relationship was a little bit weird. So the relationship came off a little bit weird, but he wanted that $60 million that he was owed by the Knicks. Not good. Not good. Then he goes on to trash the triangle. He says, as for me, I like Phil, but come on, man, you're still running the triangle. He was still forcing them to run it. I'm a slasher. I'm a driving point guard. The triangle is okay, but not for the personnel we had. Melo couldn't play that way, didn't want to. Again, where's the lie? You know, it was ridiculous to go back to that time that Phil would be forcing the triangle on the team. You know, the thing is that even though Melo could have played in the triangle, the thing is that you have to be able to coach to your personnel. You know what I mean? You got to be able to coach to your personnel. That's why Pat Riley was such an effective coach. He went from Showtime Lakers to half-court grit and grind with the Knicks. Carbon copied that with the Miami Heat. And that's how they are to this day. You have to be able to adjust. You know, and Phil's whole thing was, I need to show and prove that the triangle still works. The triangle is still an effective system for the modern-day player. And even though you have various teams in the NBA right now that run certain elements of the triangle, I still think that you have to look at your team. You had Melo, you had Porzingis, you had Derrick Rose. You have to be able to, how about this, let the coach, Jeff Hornacek at the time, decide what he wants to do with the team. There was no way that this was going to work because you have Phil Jackson trying to implement his system from the front office. Made absolutely no sense whatsoever. He tried to do this from the front office, push it on Hornacek. Hornacek is here saying, well, I have no job security. I just got fired from Phoenix. I need to just do what I need to do to build my resume so that I can continue my coaching career. And we all see what happened with that. You don't even know where Jeff Hornacek is. So it's a mess. And then you have, obviously, Carmelo, who's a starter team, doesn't want to do it. God knows what impact that could have had on Porzingis. Influence that could have had on Porzingis. All of it was a mess, man. All of it was a mess. But let's go back to it. Salute to everybody in the chat. What's going on? Lawrence Williams, Apple fanboy. Manolo, how you guys feeling? Happy Sunday. No phone calls. It's going to be here a couple more minutes. Just want to go through this with you guys. Let's see. He says, early on in the season, Phil didn't really force anything, but as time went on, it all converted all the way to the triangle. That's the way we played for the whole year. For the team we had, I think deep down, Hornacek really wanted to play that more up-tempo style, which is what they should have been playing. While being that in position, being a new coach, having to listen to the front office, it's hard for the coach to say something. He's moved around. He's been fired in Phoenix. Hornacek was handcuffed. We knew this. A lot of this we knew, right? And it's not to harp back on bad times. It's just to really put this thing in proper context so we could finally, put it to bed. Now, remember when D Rose disappeared from the team just randomly that one night? He just didn't show up. The game was like 10 minutes from starting. They had no idea what D Rose was. So here's what he said on why he went AWOL January 2017. He says, when I left the Knicks that day in January 2017, that's what it was about. I just needed to go home. I went to the crib. I wanted to talk about it. Didn't feel like he was having fun playing the game. It was all about business. He says, I had decided I was done playing. I saw the same thing that was happening with the Bulls going on in New York. I could tell that the season wasn't going the way I thought, blah, 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 blah. Felt like a business. It's tough because Derrick Rose is such a talent. He was such a talent, man. Such a beast. One of my favorite players to watch coming out of Kentucky, sorry. And it was just tough, man. I wanted him to be on the Knicks. I was hoping the Knicks would have tanked well enough for him to be drafted. Because he reminded me a lot like Steph, and I love Steph, even though obviously we know how that turned out. But I'm a fan of those dynamic point guards, man. And that was D Rose. He said something kind of scathing on Steve Mills. Life ends. What's going on? Memphis, yeah, correct. I won't lose. It was Memphis. I said Kentucky. It was Calipari, but it was Memphis. Here's what he said on Steve Mills. He said, question is how genuine he was. He said Mills kind of played him like they were brothers, as if it was gonna make them closer. He says, "Be yourself." That's tough. It's tough to see because this is the president of the team. This is a guy that wants to have meetings with free agents. Players talk. And, you have a player like this in Derrick Rose going out basically saying that, the president's not genuine. It's tough. That's tough to take. You know what I mean? You definitely don't want to see that. So, it was just a disaster, man. Disastrous tenure. Nothing he said was false. I don't know the Mills thing. I don't know Mills personally, but for him to say that, for Derrick Rose to say that, that's a little bit tough. That's a little bit tough, man. What do you guys think? Leave me some comments in the chat. I'll respond to it, and then I'm going to get rolling. Salute to everybody in here. KU163, he said he threw the whole tree at Mills. Yeah, threw the whole thing. The whole thing, man. Salute to Apple Fanboy in here, live fans, NBA Fitness Entertainment. What's going on? Smoking Boo. What's going on? Salute to you guys. Yeah. Tough to see, man. Derrick Rose is with Detroit now. We'll see how that works out with him and Blake. You like to see him get more stability, even just as a basketball fan. He stayed fairly healthy since those disastrous ACL injuries. But he's just been bouncing around on one-year deals from Cleveland to Minnesota. Where else? Now he's with Detroit, and dropped 50 with Minnesota last year. What's going on, Edward? So let's see. What he says, Apple Fanboy says, what's the number one reason you think we didn't get big free agents? Well, I just think these guys had their minds made up. These guys had their minds made up. I don't necessarily think that, you can point it to Steve Mills or this guy, that guy. I think, listen, the Nets did better than we did in terms of proving on the court that they were a team that's ready to compete And KD saw that. KD didn't even give the Nets a meeting. So he saw that. He was already sold. He told you from last year that he couldn't be pitched to. You couldn't sell him on anything. So he made his mind up. He called Kyrie, said, hey, what are you going to do? Kyrie said, Nets, that's my hometown team. Let's do it. Better structure right now in the front office. Can you blame them? No. You can't blame them. So that's what he did. And Kawhi Leonard, it was the same thing. He wanted to continue to compete and go home. At the same time, LA was his team. We thought it was the Lakers. He said, no. I'm going to build my own team. Kick LeBron and them right in the nuts. Had them waiting all this time. LeBron and those guys couldn't even package up any good role players. All the role players were gone. We got all of them. And then that was it. So I think the two major dogs, who were KD and Kawhi Leonard, they had their minds made up. So what we need to do now is we need to continue building through the draft, continue to develop our youth. Let's see what Fizz can do there. Show the league that we ought to be respected. Show the league that we can compete. Make the proper moves here and there. All the young guys are not going to be here for the future. Some will, some won't. Some might get traded. Some might elevate to another level that can really boost the team. And some might just have their contracts run out. So we'll see how it goes. But we have to continue to build our foundation. And then the free agents will come. Lawrence says, I don't believe the Nets organization is that much better than the Knicks. Time will tell. But, I mean, you're talking about the team that made the 6th seed to a team that won 17 games. That's night and day if we're going to keep it a buck and be honest. That things can change from year to year, especially how does Kyrie change the dynamic of the Nets. They lost a couple of guys as well trying to clear cap space. DeAndre Jordan is going to be, the starting center. Things can change. Well, let's see. Jalen Rose thinks that, we're fairly close as well. I got to see the product out on the floor first. Obviously, I'd like for us to be close to what the Nets are doing. I'd love to see us make the playoffs. But we'll see. We shall see. Another thing I want to highlight before we get back to this Rose stuff, the home opener. October 26th, the Knicks home opener. Join me, Jay Ellis, and my friends at Knicks OmniFan in a private VIP Chase Lounge. For $290, the tickets comes with a ticket to the game. Knicks versus Celtics. Kemba coming home. Cannon coming back. Food. Opportunity to meet and greet with a Knicks alumni. In previous years, it's been Starks. It might be Sprewell. It might be Larry Johnson. And you see here the group photos that we took. Real good outing. Shout out to Knicks OmniFan. This is the group photo that we took. We got 100 fans coming through. We got about maybe 10 or so tickets left. Make sure you don't miss out. The link is in the bio. We're going to have food, meet and greet with the Knicks alumni, giveaways, raffles, trivia contests, maybe some more autograph prizes as well. Food, as I said, and the premium fan experience. If you guys remember when I took the free throw, if you guys remember when I took that free throw, that was one of the premium fan experiences. We're still trying to lock that down. There will be a premium fan experience. We don't know what it is just yet. So stay tuned for that announcement. But once again, the link is in the bio. If you guys want to come with us to the Knicks home opener, Knicks versus Celtics, October 26th. It's going to be a great time. Obviously, you're going to be able to be on KnicksFanTV, the pregame, the halftime, and the postgame show. It's a hell of a package, man. Hell of a package. Meet and greet with the Knicks player. And like I said, the premium fan experience. So make sure you guys hit the link in the bio and you guys can get your tickets. If you guys have any questions on that, just let me know. Just let me know, man. What else happened? Chris Wilkes got his two-way contract voided. We have a two-way contract up for grabs right now. According to the Post, Mark Berman of the Post, health injuries, health issues. Then nothing specific, But they say health issues caused Chris Wilkes to get his two-way contract voided. So that could open up something for potential candidate. Wilkes averaged 17 points and 4 rebounds. Shot 33% from 3, 43% overall. They say they want to. They say they are interested in bringing him back. It's like a Reggie Bullock sort of deal. You know, seems like we're not giving up on these guys that have injury issues, but they say they're interested in bringing him back. We don't know the extent of the injury, so let's see what happens there. Obviously, one of the guys who should be a primary contender is Kenny Wooten. Remember Kenny Wooten from Summer League, who showed out. Kenny Wooten showed us his defensive prowess, man. 5 block shots in that game against the Raptors. Defensive stud, highly athletic, still raw, as we know. Right now, Kenny Wooten's on the Exhibit 10 deal. So the Exhibit 10 deal basically allows the Knicks to bring him to Westchester, and hopefully they can stash him there. He'll be making the D-League minimum, the G-League minimum. And so we can further develop him there. Right, Exhibit 10, 1-year deal worth the minimum, guarantees the player will receive a camp invite. If he's waived, the player will be offered $50,000 to sign with the G-League affiliate of the team. All right, provided he stays on the roster for 45 days, he'll earn that bonus. So, hey, Wooten would be nice. It would be nice to keep him in the farm system and see what we can muster. Yeah, that's Kenny, man. Kenny Wooten played for Oregon. Played for Oregon. It's echo. Sorry, man. Pardon. I didn't know the volume was up. My fault. That was my fault. But yeah, so Wilkes is out. Maybe Wooten is in. Let's see how that works out. So we got training camp not too far away. Training camp will be September 30th, late training camp. I did receive word that training camp starts September 30th. For those of you guys that have been watching, me, my guy JL's from Nick of Time Show, and Terry from the Terry and Trey Show, we did our training camp preview, our 4 burning questions. Part 4 will be airing tonight at 10 p.m., so make sure you keep it locked to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. I put the link to the previous shows at the top right. If you click on the eye icon on the top right-hand side of your screen, for those of you watching on YouTube, you'll see the previous 3 parts, as well as the Chris Childs interview. What do you guys think of that Chris Childs interview, man? That was fantastic, man. And Chris wants to come back. One of the things that happened was we weren't able to take phone calls from the fans. So Chris wants to come back. So we're definitely gonna have him back, and he's gonna be taking phone calls from the fans, man. So that's gonna be a good day. That's going to be a good one. And we're working on more guests. You know, we haven't been going live as much as we want to, but as the season ramps up, we're going to be going live. Obviously, we're going to be back to a regularly scheduled program. We're working on more guests. We're working on more giveaways. We got a ton more giveaways, more hats, more jerseys, Knick tickets to give away as well. So the season is ramping up. I hope you guys will keep it locked. Share these videos with your fellow Knicks fans. Let them know about KnicksFanTV. We got another fan who is booking an appearance at his fan cave. My guy Chris, 30-year season ticket holder. We're going to go check out his fan cave. He showed me some pictures. It's ridiculous. It looks like a cathedral. So I can't wait to show you guys that. We're going to be filming over at his place in the coming weeks. And we'll debut that on the post-up episode 2 as well. So I got to get out of here. Stay tuned, like I said, for part 4 of our training camp preview. That's going to be tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Tickets to the home opener in the VIP suite are in the link below. Go to the link below and get your tickets before they sell out. And that's the story, man. Salute to everybody that was watching. Smoking Boo, appreciate it. Eddie Cologne, appreciate it. Apple Fanboy. TJ, I see you. Edward Hunter, Dr. Carpy, League of Thieves, thanks again. Delano, thanks for coming through, man. Eddie Cologne, once again. Mike Hawks. Yeah, man. We'll check you guys next time. Peace.